Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about a bit of fan casting today. I know it's embarrassing, but you know what? I want to talk about it today anyway. And it's fan casting for the role of Dr. Loomis in a future Halloween movie. Now, I know that we're all sick to death of seeing Laurie Strode in Halloween movies, and so am I. So I think that if they're going to be doing another reboot, remake, or whatever you want to call it in the future, maybe include Dr. Loomis this time. And it's no disrespect to Donald Pleasence because he's done his role perfectly and it's complete now. But if you want to redo another Halloween movie, sometimes it's good to have a familiar character in the movie other than Michael Myers, and you certainly don't want to see Laurie Strode again, I'm assuming. So why not have Dr. Loomis in it again? But if you're going to have Dr. Loomis, then you will need to cast someone as Dr. Loomis, of course, and not just bring in a CGI looking, or prosthetic in this case, Dr. Loomis just for a one scene or two. But you don't have to have him look exactly like Donald Pleasence. Familiarities to Donald Pleasence would be nice because you want to get that sense of feeling, but you don't want it too identical to Donald Pleasence. And at the same time, you don't want someone in that just looks like him but can't act. You want someone that, if you want to have the same features as Donald Pleasence, you at least need to get someone in that can act as well. Now, I did ask online who people thought should be cast as Dr. Loomis, and I got a lot of theories and ideas of what people think. Some of them are really good. The most popular one that came up, and I knew this was going to happen, was having Robert Englund as Dr. Loomis. As much as I like Robert Englund, I don't think he's right to play Dr. Loomis. I think his face is too iconic for another horror character. It's something that I wouldn't like to see, to be honest. I think the fan casting for him as Dr. Loomis is similar to the fan casting for Kevin Bacon playing Freddy Krueger. Of course, Robert Englund is a good actor, but for me personally, I just don't see him as Dr. Loomis. It's just not for me, to be honest. Now, somebody said, I can't remember the actor's name, but they gave a good idea of Davos from Game of Thrones playing Dr. Loomis. Now, that guy's a really good actor. He's very charismatic as well, especially in Game of Thrones. He's a character that you can hate if you want, but he's a lovable actor as well, the way he presents himself on screen. So I think he would be a good shout to be the next Dr. Loomis. But my example is Richard Schiff. I think Richard Schiff not only resembles Donald Pleasence, but he's an actor that's really good. Now, you get actors that look like someone who are not the best actors, and you need to have someone who's really good, especially in the role of Dr. Loomis, because of how Donald Pleasence portrayed him. So I think if you bring in an actor with the experience like Richard Schiff, I think that would be amazing, because not only can he act, but he resembles Donald Pleasence as well. So if he's playing Dr. Loomis in whatever role it might be, if he's playing Dr. Loomis, you've got that sense of Donald Pleasence in him. Yes, he's American, and Dr. Loomis is not American, he's supposed to be British. Someone did say to me, well, can Richard Schiff do a British accent? And I was like, yeah, of course he can, obviously pretending. I'm not sure if he can, I'm not sure if he needs to be British. That's another thing. Now, yes, you want to have similarities to the Dr. Loomis character, but he doesn't need to be British in this film. Would it work with him being American? Yes, but you would have to make him good. You can't just make him American and be a terrible Loomis. If you're going to change Loomis up in any way, whether it be accents, looks, acting, then it needs to be good. So he doesn't need to be British, although I wouldn't rule out that Richard Schiff can't do a British accent. Maybe he can. I don't know if he has done a British accent before, but if he can, then that's a bonus. I guess the reason that I'm fan casting at the moment is because we're inevitably going to be getting another Halloween movie. Who's going to be in it, I've no idea in terms of characters, but I think that maybe they should bring back Dr. Loomis, and that's the reason I wanted to fan cast him first, because I want to see Dr. Loomis again. I think the time without Dr. Loomis, albeit with Donald Pleasence passing away unexpectedly, with him passing away, we've not really had a Dr. Loomis for a while until you got the remakes from 2007 and 2009. And again, I think that Dr. Loomis was way far from the Dr. Loomis that we knew and loved. So I didn't like Dr. Loomis. I think that was the intention for Rob Zombie, for us not to really like Dr. Loomis, and that was a wrong path to go down. So I think if you're going to bring Dr. Loomis back, make him that lovable character again, make us like him, make us root for him, because we didn't root for him in Rob Zombie's movies. I want to root for Dr. Loomis again. So if you bring Dr. Loomis back, make him good and make him Richard Schiff. So what are your thoughts, guys? The floor is open to you. Leave your comments down below. First of all, let me know what you think of Richard Schiff, because that's my idea to begin with. And let me know who you would cast and why as Dr. Loomis. As always, thanks a lot for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back! Steve! Tell me where you are, John!